What if I told you that you didn't need to eliminate carbs, eat 6 meals a day, or follow the latest diet trend to reach your fitness goals? Whether you want to lose fat, build muscle, or simply have more energy, it all comes down to understanding three things: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what macronutrients are, why they matter, and how to create your own nutrition plan in just a few simple steps. Let's get started. What are macronutrients? Macronutrients, or macros, are the nutrients your body needs in large amounts to provide energy and support everyday functions. There are three macronutrients. Protein. Protein is your body's building material. It repairs muscle after exercise, supports your immune system, helps produce hormones, and keeps you feeling full longer. Good protein sources include chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, beans, lentils, tofu, and protein powder. Next up are carbohydrates. Carbs are your body's preferred source of energy. Despite what fad diets claim, carbohydrates are not the enemy. Your brain and muscles rely on them to perform at their best. Healthy carbohydrate sources include rice, potatoes, oats, whole grain bread, fruit, vegetables, and beans. Last up are fats. Dietary fats are essential for hormone production, vitamin absorption, brain health, and healthy joints. Healthy fat sources include avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, salmon, and peanut butter. Every gram of each macronutrient contains calories. Protein has about 4 calories per gram. Carbohydrates is also about 4 calories per gram, and fat is about 9 calories per gram. Understanding this makes building a nutrition plan much easier. So how do we get started? Calories first. Before we worry about macronutrients, you need to understand calories. Think of calories as your body's energy budget. If you consistently eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight, which is a surplus. If you have fewer calories than you burn, you lose weight, about the same amount, and you maintain your weight. That's why every nutrition plan starts with determining your calorie target. As a general starting point for fat loss, you eat about 300 to 500 below what your maintenance would be. For muscle gain, you want to be about 200 to 300 calories above what your maintenance would be. Small adjustments are easier to maintain and usually produce better long-term results than extreme diet swings. All right, now we need to set up your macros. Step one is protein. Protein should always be your first priority. Simple recommendation is about zero point 0.7 to 1 gram. We're going to lean more towards the 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. So let's say your goal weight, you want to weigh 180 pounds. You're going to need about 180 grams of protein each day to maintain that weight. That equals about 180 grams times 4 calories. You're going to have 100 or 720 calories are going to come from protein. Next up, we're going to look at fat. Determine your fat intake. Good range be about 20 to 30% of your total calories. So for our example, we're going to use 2,400 calorie diet a day. We'll go with 25%. We'll go right in the middle of that 2,400 calories is going to be about 600 calories of our daily intake is going to come from fat. Since fat contains 9 calories per gram, 600 divided by 9 equals roughly 67 grams of fat per day. Last, we're going to look at our carbohydrates, and they're just going to make up what's left of our daily calorie intake. So if we've got 720 calories coming from protein, we're going to do about 600 coming from fat. That leaves us 1,080 calories for carbohydrates. So we're going to divide that by our 4 calories per gram from earlier, and you get about 270 grams of carbohydrates per day. So your daily macros, you want 180 grams of protein, 270 grams of carbs, and 67 grams of fat. Now that number is going to come out differently depending on what weight you're trying to maintain or what goal weight you're trying to reach. So you might have a different daily calorie intake than the 2400 I'm using for our example. Okay, so we know what our macros need to be per day now. How do we get that in food form on a plate in front of us to eat? Um, so I wouldn't worry about getting everything exactly right. Your numbers might be a little bit off. You want to focus on consistency and staying as close to your macros as you can. You might miss it by 1 or 2 points, and that's fine. You also want to eat a balanced meal. So typically, you're going to have protein if you can get a lean protein source, good quality carbohydrates, not pizza. Nothing wrong with a little pizza now and again if it fits your macros, but we don't want to eat it every day. Healthy fats, and you usually want some fruits and vegetables. So an example would be for breakfast, say you have Greek yogurt, blueberries, granola bar, almonds. For lunch, chicken obviously is a good one. Rice, broccoli. Dinner, you can go with salmon. It's a good protein source. Also help you get your healthy fats. Sweet potatoes, green beans. You work some snacks in there. Protein is going to be hard to hit, especially if you're at a higher weight. Protein shakes are great for that. Uh, a banana, peanut butter, nothing crazy there. Nothing that's going to be too difficult to prepare. You want to stick to things that you actually like eating so that you'll actually eat them and you'll be less tempted to cheat on your diet. All right. You also want to track your progress. This gets overlooked a lot. Your nutrition plan might need to change if you're actively trying to gain or lose weight. You might need to adjust your numbers as you go, depending on the speed that you are gaining or losing weight and how it relates to your goal. I recommend tracking your body weight consistently, maybe a daily weigh-in. I know that's become very popular for people to not weigh themselves nowadays, but that's how you're going to tell if it's working. Progress pictures also help. So you might be recomping your body. You could be losing um, unhealthy weight around the waist and gaining muscle in your arms and legs and torso. So your number might stay the same on the scale, but you are making the healthy changes that you want. That's why it's good to have before and after pictures to go back, and then you can see maybe some of that fat around the waist is melting away and it is working. Um, Another thing you can do, pay attention to your energy levels. Do you have more energy throughout the day? How's your performance in the gym? Are you making progress on your lifts? Those are good gauges of whether the diet is working. Now, if you notice none of those things have changed after 2 or 3 weeks, go ahead and make an adjustment to your calories, maybe 150 to 250 calories reduction if you're trying to lose weight, increase if you're trying to gain weight. You don't want to make these huge weight changes. It's not good for your body, so you want to avoid large changes in your calories too, because that can not be good for you long term. Some of the big mistakes people run into, they try and eat a perfect diet. They're eating foods that they don't like. They entirely cut out things that they really enjoy. And then the temptation to cheat on the diet is going to be increased because of that. And most people are going to have a bad day. They want their favorite comfort food, and then they mess up the diet. Try and work those foods that you really like into your macros every now and again, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. You don't want to be eating them all the time, but it is good to have the things that you enjoy so that you will stick with your program. Another big mistake is drinking calories. A lot of drinks out there have calories in them. It could be sports performance drinks, your Gatorade, your Powerade, anything with electrolytes in it, which you might be having if you're going to the gym or working out, or if it's hot out. That can screw up your calorie intake, and you might not even be aware of it or counting that into your macros. Um, Remember, the best plan isn't necessarily a perfect one, but it's one that you're consistent with and you actually follow. Because, you could get somebody to write you up an absolutely perfect diet and you follow it for one day and then you eat something else because you just hate the food and it's absolutely useless. You're not going to achieve your goals that way. So, we're going to go over what we learned today. Calories, they determine whether you lose, gain, or maintain weight. Your protein intake, Protein supports your muscle growth and recovery. Carbohydrates provide fuel for the body. That's what gives you your energy to be awake and do things throughout the day. And your fats support hormones and your overall health. You want to calculate your calorie goal, set your protein intake, your fat intake, and your carbohydrate intake. Then stay consistent with your program and track your progress. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more evidence-based fitness and nutrition content. Let me know in the comments what's your biggest challenge when it comes to nutrition and getting into the gym consistently. And thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.